And welcome back. Well, Joan Lunden is an award-winning journalist, best-selling author, mother of 7, and breast cancer survivor. She opened up to the public about her personal journey in order to help others better understand prevention, treatment, and survival. She joins us now with her live with her latest endeavor. Good morning to you, Joan.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. I think this is wonderful. You know, so many people, when they're diagnosed with cancer, they go through something like you have. It's a very private thing for them. What made you decide to open up, do a video blog, and really educate and advocate for other women in their health?
I think I realized pretty early on that it would have been completely uncharacteristic for me to try to keep this a secret. Being on a program like Good Morning America, my whole life had kind of been out there in the public. But this was different. This was an opportunity to really help others and maybe even save lives. And I realized that early on, that this wasn't just going to be my journey. This was going to be my mission. And I started, videoing every step of the way through, every chemo treatment and every radiation. And I've had so many, I'll tell you, I was overwhelmed with how many women contacted me. Thousands and thousands of women started, coming to my website and sharing their story, and also their concerns and their frustrations and their needs. And I was hearing from all of them, and you want to just go and help every single one of them. So I was really, really happy when Breakaway from Cancer contacted me and said, we want to make you an honorary champion for all that you're doing. And I was mainly happy because I realized that part of the umbrella Breakaway from Cancer has 4 amazing organizations. And if you go to the website, you'll see them all. They provide all the things that women were writing about. The ride to radiation, the ride to get to their chemo, the help in paying a copay that you can't afford to pay, helping with meals at home, helping you just to navigate through the maze of insurance and Medicare, which can be really frustrating and really difficult. So I'm happy to say that really what I'm here for is to tell everyone that there is so much help available, and I don't think everybody realizes it. So I'm here to reach as many people as I can to make sure that they know that they can get that help. You don't have to go through this journey alone.
Well, and I think that's important. So many voices such as your own that have been lent to it allow people to start that conversation, feel more comfortable talking about women's health issues, and have conversations with their doctor, with their friends, with others for their support. When you talk about the Breakaway from Cancer and how to become a champion, what exactly is that, and how do people become a champion like you're an honorary one?
All right, so we are looking for nominees from all over the country. So if anyone there in your area knows someone that's doing something that's making an impact in your community in the fight against cancer, not necessarily a patient, it can be a family member, a caregiver, it can be just somebody who's a passionate advocate that's making a difference. They can go to breakawayfromcancer.com and they'll see where they can nominate a champion. And by the way, you can nominate yourself too if you have some kind of initiative going on. And you have until April 5th in order to get your nomination in. And then we're going to fly out all the champions to Los Angeles and a guest the weekend of May 16th, 17th. And they'll come out. Amgen does also something called the Tour of California. It's modeled after the Tour de France. It's an 8-day grueling world-class bike race that starts in Northern California and ends up at Pasadena on that weekend. So our champions will come and be honored at the Nokia Center on the evening of May 16th, and then we'll all be there at the finish line to be really inspired as all these world-class cyclists cross the finish line. And that's part of the battle against cancer. Part of it is being inspired to just keep that positive attitude and keep that perseverance going. That's part of what gets us over the finish line.
And these 10 champions that'll be nominated, do they all need to be somebody who's working within the breast cancer awareness, or can it be any sort of cancer advocacy or help that they're working with?
Any sort of cancer, Tiffany. And if you go to breakawayfromcancer.com, all those services, all that help, that's for any kind of cancer, not just breast cancer. So if you know anyone who's dealing with any kind of cancer and they need help, they need financial help, they need just the everyday help of just getting somewhere to get their care and their treatment, you can find that help. And so that's really the nuts and bolts takeaway message here today. I mean, we're having fun. We're going to get our champions and we're going to be there for the race. But for everybody out there right now who's struggling with this battle and you need help, you can find this help at breakawayfromcancer.com.
I think it's great. It's wonderful, all the things that you do. I know people can follow along with your journey and all that you do at joanlunden.com, and we'll give the website for the Breakaway Cancer as well. Thank you so much for joining us, Joan.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks.
Absolutely. And that website, again, that Joan mentioned is breakawayfromcancer.com so that you can nominate a Breakaway from Cancer champion.